NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race officially concluded from Homestead Miami Speedway, and we see some fantastic racing, an intentional wreck, and a wild field mileage finish that gets Grant Enfinger his second win of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race from Homestead Miami Speedway, the Baptist Health 200. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, Lane Riggs, Tanner Gray, and Matt Mills would all have to go to the rear of the field for unapproved adjustments. Lane Riggs had lost a little bit of weight, and his car was 4 pounds short. That's why he had to go to the rear of the field. So at the start of the race, he had Corey Heim lead the field from the inside with Taylor Gray on the outside, and Corey Heim got a fantastic start and was able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, you had Christian Eckes and Caden Honeycutt and those guys battling really hard for second position, and eventually Caden Honeycutt got a great run on Christian Eckes and was able to pass for second position. Then near the final 10 to 15 laps, Caden Honeycutt was starting to run down Corey Heim for the race lead. But Caden kept making mistakes, and that let Corey Heim continue to have the race lead. Coming to the final few laps, he cut the gap down to about half a second, got a really great run, got a huge run to the inside, tried to challenge for the race lead going to turn number 3, but Corey Heim was able to hold on to the race lead and was able to pull away. Near the end of stage number 1, Caden tried everything he could to get around Corey Heim, but it would not be enough, and coming off the final corner, Corey Heim would end up winning stage number 1. So then, all lead lap cars would come down pit road, with Corey Heim winning the race off pit road. Nick Sanchez had unfortunately got a penalty for being too fast on pit road, and Connor Zilisch got a penalty for equipment interference. That would unfortunately affect Nick Sanchez. He would have to go to the rear of the field. So then on the restart, you had Corey Heim lead the field from the inside with Taylor Gray on the outside, and Taylor Gray got a really great push from Christian Eckes and was able to clear for the race lead. And unfortunately, Caden Honeycutt got dropped way back from 3rd and dropped all the way back to 12th position. And then meanwhile, there's some contact on the back straightaway as Taylor Gray and Christian Eckes, they battle hard, and eventually they continue to battle for the race lead. Christian Eckes actually got the lead from Taylor Gray on the next lap. But then a few laps later, Corey Heim, he got a great run and was able to pass Christian Eckes for the race lead. All of a sudden, though, Grant Enfinger was starting to charge his way to the front. His truck was really good on the long run, and he started making his way toward the front and caught up to Christian Eckes and passed him for second with 4 laps to go in the stage. And then, with 3 laps to go in the stage, that 9 truck just smoothed out in front, got a great run at turn number 3, shot to the bottom of the racetrack at turn number 3, and was able to clear for the race lead. We had a really good battle for second at the end between Eckes and Heim for second position, but they were too far back, and coming off the corner, Grant Enfinger would end up winning stage number 2. And then, during the caution, we all see leaders come down pit road with Grant Enfinger winning the race off of pit road over Taylor Gray and Corey Heim. Connor Zilisch unfortunately missed his pit stall and would have to come back down pit road to get it going. And then on the restart, you had Grant Enfinger lead the field from the outside with Taylor Gray on the inside, and Taylor Gray got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the lead because Grant Enfinger made contact with Christian Eckes going into turn number 1, and a couple laps later because of this, Grant Enfinger would have to come down pit road because he had to change tires after the contact on his truck, and it looked like he was going to be out of contention. Meanwhile, there's some really good racing up front between the top 4, between Heim, Eckes, Majeski, and Gray. They battled really hard for the race lead, and eventually Corey Heim was able to take the race lead. But then, the caution that would change everything, the final yell of the race would come out on lap number 76, when Matt Mills hit the outside wall really, really hard going into turn number 3 and 4. The reason for that was because of Connor Jones. Connor Jones apparently got blocked by Matt Mills going to turn number 3, and he just went up and completely dumped him hard into the outside wall. His truck would end up catching on fire, that being Matt Mills. Then NASCAR would go ahead and penalize Connor Jones 2 laps for reckless driving, especially with how he was on the radio. He was very pissed off on the radio, which I think was unjustified. I want to talk about this incident for a second because Connor Jones has had a terrible reputation in the truck series. He has done nothing in this truck. He's done worse than Haley Deegan this year and has done nothing. He's complained about a lot of things this year, and this dude has caused so many intentional wrecks, not just in the Cars Tour, but in the truck series as well. I've seen a few intentional wrecks from this guy this year, and it's just unjustified the way this guy races. I had a funny feeling he was going to do something stupid again today, and the fact that this guy will probably be back with the team next year is just completely stupid when you got someone like Luke Fenhouse, who's more deserving behind the wheel of this seat. Connor Jones should be suspended for this. I know NASCAR doesn't usually suspend people for stuff like this, but they knew to. I remember when Chase Elliott got suspended last year at the Coke 600 for intentionally wrecking Denny Hamlin. I remember Kyle Larson, Bubba, they got into it, and Bubba got a suspension for it. So I personally think there needs to be something addressed with this kid, and he needs to grow up. There's no reason for something like this. It's unacceptable, and he personally should be suspended. He was complaining about power steering in North Wilkes, parked the car because he couldn't handle power steering, not having power steering in his truck, just completely ridiculous. He should be basically suspended for this. So then at this point, because of this caution, everything would change. We would see strategy come into play. Lane Riggs, Nick Sanchez, Connor Mosack, Stuart Friesen, Chase Purdy, and Ben Rhodes would all come down pit road to pit for the final time. And then the crucial stop came in. Grant Enfinger would come down pit road on lap number 80. Next lap, Stuart Friesen, Ben Rhodes, they would come in to top off of pit road. On the final restart, 52 laps to go. You had Corey Heim lead the field from the inside, with Christian Eckes on the outside. And Corey Heim got a fantastic restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Ty Majeski would try everything to get around Corey Heim for the race lead, but he would not end up budging and getting by. Meanwhile, there's some contact between Roger Kroof and Christian Eckes, and unfortunately, Roger lost a ton of ground. Meanwhile, the fresh tires were starting to come, and Lane Riggs was moving to the front. And he got a great run on Corey Heim with about 50-something laps to go or 40-something to go. And I got a great run on lap 86 and passed Corey Heim for the race lead. Meanwhile, Grant Enfinger, he was charging his way up to the front, but was also saving fuel at this time. And eventually also Nick Sanchez would get by Corey Heim for second. The guys that had not pitted, they would come down pit road. First, Roger Kroof come in on lap 97. Then the next lap, Christian Eckes came in. Then the next lap, Ty Majeski, Daniel Dye, Caden Honeycutt, Matt Craft, and Connor Zilisch came in. And then the next lap, Corey Heim, Taylor Gray, Dean Thompson, and Corey Dem, they would all come down pit road. At this point, you had a lot of drivers battling for the win. Lane Riggs, Nick Sanchez, and Grant Enfinger were the guys on one strategy, where you had guys like Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, and Ty Majeski. They were battling for the other side of the strategy as well. But then Grant Enfinger's truck really started coming into play. He started moving his way to the front, got by Nick Sanchez for second position with 23 to go. And then Lane Riggs and Grant Enfinger battled for the lead for a couple laps, and eventually Grant Enfinger was able to pass for the race lead. And then Corey Heim was starting to catch the leaders. The problem is, he was not gaining enough time with about 20 to go. He needed to make up almost 2 seconds a lap in order to get there, and unfortunately was about 20 seconds back. And then Grant Enfinger continued to have the race lead over Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs actually trying to run the high line on the last couple laps of this event, but unfortunately ran out of time to get there. And he had Corey Heim still gaining and was starting to pass some trucks to get back up to the front. All of a sudden, with 2 laps to go in the race, Lane Riggs unfortunately runs out of gas going down the back straightaway. We all thought a caution was going to come out, but Grant Enfinger was far enough ahead and got to the white flag. Going down to turn number 1, Nick Sanchez runs out of gas, was 10 seconds back, and runs out of fuel. We're all thinking, does Grant Enfinger have enough gas to make it back to the checker flag? He would have enough gas, as a matter of fact, to come off the corner, and it would come off the corner and pick up his second win of 2024, goes back-to-back, and gets another bunch of points as well. Congratulations to Grant Enfinger, a gutsy call from the number 9 team. But even though he did win on field strategy, I think this 9 truck was the fastest truck all day. We saw the speed from it in stage number 2. He showed the speed, he showed the pace to be up front, and gets it done this afternoon. Like I said, I think he did have the fastest truck in this race. I think Corey Heim is really the only guy that could challenge him throughout the day. This 9 team is really coming on strong. He had the best truck at Talladega, dominated that race, and comes into today's race and goes back-to-back. Congratulations to Grant Enfinger on getting his second win of the year. It's well-deserved. He's got a lot of momentum, and having that extra momentum could really help him get redemption after what happened in Phoenix last year. Congratulations to Grant Enfinger on picking up his second win, a well-deserved and well-earned victory for the 9 team. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Grant Enfinger picks up the victory. Ty Majeski finished at second. Great day for Ty Majeski. Just ran out of time to get up there. Was catching Grant Enfinger near the end of the event. A really solid day. Ran top 5 majority of the race. A really good day for the 98 team. He finishes second. Connor Mosack finished third. I know Connor got there because of field strategy, but he legit had top 5 and top 10 speed all day. I got to say he's improved as a driver this year. One of the more improved drivers on the racetrack. He's showing his stuff, showing a little more racecraft than he used to. A really good day from him. He finished third. Yes, Kyle Busch is one in this truck, but still a really good day for him. He finished third. Corey Heim finished 4th. Man, I thought Corey Heim was going to have enough time to get up there. He was running Grant Enfinger down, but got stuck in traffic too much. Just lost way too much time at the end. It's still a really good day because he's 49 points above the cutoff line. Going to Martinsville, he's looking really good. Just doesn't need to have a bad day, and he should be good enough to make it. Good day for Corey Heim, though. Just wish he could have gotten it done. It was my pick coming into the win, but a really good day still for him. He finished 4th. Tyler Anker finished 5th. Played the gamble, was struggling a lot of the day, was probably the worst performing playoff driver, but gambled and had enough gas to make it. A solid day for Tyler. He finishes 5th. Stuart Friesen finished 6th. A quiet day for him. Ran outside the top 10 in majority of the race, but quietly gets a top 10 run. Good day for Stuart Friesen. Daniel Dye finished 7th. He had one of his better runs this year. Ran top 5 a lot of this event. Did charge back up there to get inside the top 10. Just overall pretty good day for the 43 team. He finished 7th. Raj Crew finished 8th. I expect a little more from Raja, to be honest. He kind of ran around 6th to 10th most of the day. He did have one really good restart, but just lost a lot of track position. But still, to get another top 10 has still really been a really good year for Raja, all things considered. But he's pretty much almost at this point going into the next round with a must-win situation. So, though, a pretty solid day for Raja. Christian Eckes finished 9th. I don't know what happened to the 19 truck. He just lost speed throughout the event. He was really strong early. I guess he just lost too much track position. He fell as far back as like 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Just lost all that track position and unfortunately cost him a great finish. He finished 9th. And Taylor Gray finished 10th. Showed a lot of speed today. Well, he didn't have the truck at the end, so really solid day for Taylor. He ran top 5 a majority of this event. Led a couple laps as well. One of his better runs recently. He finished 10th. Matt Crafton finished 11th. Not a bad day, but not a great day for the 88 team. Ben Rose finished 12th. They struggled all day. Was running as far back as 25th at one point, but still a good recovery. Played the strategy as well. He finished 12th. Nick Sanchez finished 13th. Unfortunately, runs out of gas. He struggled early, was up from inside the top 10, got that penalty, was moving his way back up to the front, just ran out of gas on the last lap, but still, even with that, he does come home with a top 15 finish. Caden Honeycutt finished 14th. I think Caden had a better truck than where he finished. I think they had bad pit stops all day. He had that contact. He just got trapped back there way too much. Lost too much time when all the old tires and new tires are battling, all that stuff. He was very impressive in this race. I think he is going to be a force to be reckoned with next year. I just don't think the finish was there for him today, but he does come home 14th. Dean Thompson finished 15th. Corey Dave finished 16th. He had a flat tire at one point and actually recovered to get inside the top 20. Not a bad day for Corey Day. William Swalsh finished 17th, decent day for him. Connor Zilish finished 18th. I did expect more from him, to be honest, but yes, it's a Spire prepared truck, but I guess they prepared it, so one of the better runs for Henderson Motorsports. Still a quiet day for Connor, though. He really ran only inside the top 15 a little bit. He had multiple penalties throughout the day. Not really his fault, unfortunately. He finished 18th. Dawson Senna finished 19th. Tanner Gray finished 20th. Loss Allen finished 21st. Lane Riggs, after running out of gas, finished 22nd. I thought he had a chance to win this race, to be honest. He showed a lot of speed. I think he's going to be really strong next year. Just a tough break to run out of gas at the end. He finished 22nd. Timmy Hill finished 23rd. Jake Garcia finished 24th. Just another disappointing day for his 13 team. He legit was almost outside the top 30 at one point in this race. Just been a disastrous year for the 13 team. No one's been really talking about it. It's just been a bad year for him. He finished 24th. Connor Jones, who got that penalty, finished 25th. Chase Purdy finished 26th. Spencer Boyd finished 27th. Connor Daly finished 28th. Nathan Burr finished 29th. Marco Andretti finishes 30th. Bailey Curry, who had damage on his truck early, finished 31st. Justin Mondique finished 32nd. Frankie Muniz finished 33rd. Frankie just had some battery issue, from what I understand, that took him out of contention. He finished 33rd. And Matt Mills finished last in 34th place. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole. I'll give my score on today's race. I thought today's race was very entertaining. Homestead for the Truck Series usually puts on a really exciting and a really compelling finish. And I think throughout this event, it was really fun. You had battles up front in stage number 1 and stage number 2 between guys like Corey Heim and Ty Majeski at points. You had a four-way battle at one point. You had a really good solid finish to stage number 2. You had a really solid finish to stage number 1. You had a really compelling and really fun field mileage finish, and you weren't sure if Grant Enfinger was going to have enough gas to make it. But he had enough gas, and it made it for a very fun race. I love this track. It usually puts on some really good racing. It was a very fun race for me. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series overall, I'm going to give this race probably about an 8.8 out of 10. I think that intentional wreck dropped the score for me just a little bit. Had it not been for that, I probably would have given this race a 9 out of 10. I think it was a very fun race overall. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race an 8.8 out of 10. So, that is going to be it for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. Your thoughts in today's race, let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Grant Enfinger on going back-to-back at Homestead. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, see the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Homestead Miami Speedway. You will also see a Shane Van Gisbergen video most likely dropping. You also see on Sunday the starting lineup video for the Straight Talk Wireless 400, and you will see the Cup review as well. And Monday we should have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. Got a lot of great content dropping soon that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.